Hello and welcome to Paint by Blunders. Today we are looking at 3D printers, more specifically FDM 3D printers and how we can use them in our hobby. And for me, I wanted to set myself the challenge of could I FDM print absolutely everything I'd need to host a D&D one-shot? And that is exactly what we're going to look at in this video. So let's get to it. So for this video, I'm going to be using Bambu Lab's X2D machine. Now this machine covers all the bases for what I want in a machine, and it really didn't take long to set up. I even timed it 14 minutes from out the box, and then it did all its calibrations, and then it was good to go. Now, one of the things about this machine that really interested me was the dual nozzle setup, and we're going to get into that a bit later because it is quite cool and quite fancy and super handy, because you not only can you use it to print a separate support material to make sure your prints come off cleaner and easier, or you can just use it as an additional nozzle for using an additional color in conjunction with your AMS unit. I know, so fancy. But first, I wanted to print some simple game tiles as a way to ease myself into using the machine. So these tiles I found on MakerWorld, and I took advantage of the AMS system by printing these in two colours. I used a sandy base and used transparent blue for the top to give the illusion of water. All of this was done inside the app because it was already programmed to be two colours, and I just picked which one. Next up, I found this amazing sort of wooden floor. Again, I used two colours just to sort of add some texture and to really define the tiles for my players. Now, I just wanted to show you how much you can do, or how much atmosphere you can create by just adding a few different coloured filaments essentially. And then this tile was my absolute favourite. I printed this with a marble effect PLA, and the auxiliary nozzle I used to print all of the standard grade PLA just to see the quality of the print, and it was flawless. So this video is really meant to be a sort of simple intro to how you might use a machine like this, because I do appreciate they can be a little bit overwhelming at first, and you might think, well, what am I actually going to use it for? And hopefully you can take some of the information that I've put in this video and you can just run with it, because honestly, the things you can do on these machines are incredible. So for the environment, I wanted a few statues. Now I found these on MakerWorld. I fired them into the software, and it was so easy to change the support settings so that the supports would be printed in PETG. Now, if you don't know, PETG and PLA, they don't really bond. So that means that you can put the supports in as PETG, and then when you print in PLA, the supports just come away and you're left with those really clean edges. This is one of my favorite things about the machine and what really drew me to it. But don't let that scare you into thinking that you have to use different support materials. These came out absolutely perfect, and these were all just printed in standard PLA with PLA supports. Now I do love a transparent PLA for all sorts of things. Now these crystals were a perfect chance for me to use this really toxic looking green filament, and I really enjoyed it. And what I did was I changed the infill pattern to something called Gyroid. So because you can see through it, the Gyroid pattern makes it look like it has all these random cracks running through it. Very effective for no effort. So all of the things that I've printed in this video have come off my Bambu Labs X2D, but you don't have to use that machine to print the exact same models. I made sure that in this video, all of the stuff I want to demo and show you could print on absolutely any of the Bambu lineup, from the A1 Mini all the way up to the H2C, if that's the way you want to go. So like I said, I used the handy app to do a lot of this printing. I just simply typed in Dungeons and Dragons. I had a look through some of the models. I found some that I liked. You can click them, you can view images, you can read reviews, and if you're happy, you can click next, and then you will get sort of the profile for your printer and how long it would take. Don't be alarmed by some of the times, like this one says 130 hours. That's because it's counting every plate if you printed them. But as you can see, you can pick a certain plate that might take 3 or 4 hours. Click go, and it is as simple as that. Now, no D&D table would be complete without a load of dice and a load of accessories. Now, one of the things I wanted to do was a dice tower, because everyone knows if you roll dice for a dice tower, you get better results. Now, I found this file and I thought this was fantastic. This printed in, I think, 10 hours-ish in 2 parts. And I was so happy with this. I'm absolutely going to be taking this to future D&D sessions. All the supports came away so easy, a fantastic print and one I'd highly recommend. Condition rings next, because as a DM I always forget if someone's cast something and they're under the effects of concentration because of that spell, so these are well worth printing. I did take advantage of the two nozzles on this. I had the auxiliary in black and the main nozzle in white, and it printed flawlessly. I then printed this rather cool dice box, which holds one full set of dice and even has a slot for your miniature, which I thought was pretty cute. Now, Bambu Labs do have their anniversary coming up, and they have given me an affiliate link. This is my salesman microphone now. And if you do purchase anything through the website using that link, I do get a little bit of kickback, which is fantastic because it helps the channel out. And every bit of money I ever make through YouTube goes straight back into YouTube to try and, make things grow and do more fun things. So if you are considering it, I would be very grateful if you could use that link. If not, enjoy the rest of the video. Now, 3D printers tend to sort of come in two different flavors, SLA and FDM. Now that's basically resin and plastic. It's a bit more than that, but essentially that's the two. But resin comes with some amazing detail and some horrible chemicals and nasties that you've got to sort of use to get those results. And the plastic, or the FDM, doesn't tend to have as much detail as the resin, but those lines are getting a little bit more blurred as the machines and the tech is coming on such a long way, as you will hopefully see in this video. But one of the things I do like about this style of machine, especially if you're just printing PLA and PETG, is that you can have this thing quite happily running next to you, because Bambu Labs have quite handily put in this amazing exhaust system to catch all of the nasties in the air while it's printing. Now, for miniatures, they do recommend that you switch nozzle to a 0.2. They ship with 0.4. Now, I always used to think that switching nozzle was going to be super expensive and really hard. It is neither of those things. I think it was £20 for the nozzle, and switching it took about 2 minutes, if that. And you can just see from some of the quality of these miniatures, it's really good. Like, it's come along such a long way, and I even tried a bit of two-tone on some of these miniatures, and anything that was essentially bigger than like a man sort of scale, I printed on a 0.4. Like these bigger beasts were on a 0.4 nozzle, and they still look amazing. Now, it wouldn't be Dungeons and Dragons without printing a dragon. Now, I'll be honest, this thing took about 15 hours to print, so I just left it running and went to sleep. Say what you will, but I wasn't staying up to watch that one. But the print quality turned out really well, and this was printed in sort of a, I believe it's like a stone effect, which I just liked it because it was really matte, but it had this nice ombre effect, which is quite nice. So as this is the combo and I have the AMS, I wanted to see how I could use the AMS system with the main nozzle to use a couple of colours, as well as the auxiliary nozzle to use a third. And I dialed this in using the Bambu Studio software, and I literally painted in the skeleton and the sword on the side, and it came out so well. I'm so happy with this, and this was off a 0.4 nozzle. I also wanted to test using just the AMS to do 3 colours. Now, I picked this model because it had very stark contrasting colours, so we could see the print, and also me and my pals talking about Pokemon, and yeah, Venom, Blastoise, why not? And it came out really well, and the supports came off nice and easy, and the print is pretty clean. Now, I have a giveaway for you guys as a thank you for checking out this video, and as a thank you to Bambu. Everything that I had printed for this D&D one-shot is up for grabs, and all you've got to do is like the video and comment anything you like, and you will be in for a chance to win it. And I will do a random draw at the end of the month, and I will get in touch with you and I will ship it out to you. So I just wanted to quickly show how you might go about changing a nozzle. You simply just remove this cover, it's magnetic, and then pull down on this sort of silicone sock covering the hot end. You maybe want to use 2 hands, but I'm holding my phone with the other. And then when you get to this section, you can just open that little metal clip, and then the nozzle is literally just held in with magnets, and you can just gently pull it out and replace it with your next nozzle. Now we've seen the bits and pieces that I've made on this amazing machine, let's see it all come together. And the thing I love about making everything modular and tile is that you can constantly change it, like this epic boss battle that I planned for the final showdown with a dragon. And yes, for you little loot goblins, there is a little bit at the back where maybe something is hidden. We might have to do an investigation check for that. I then laid everything out like they've gone down the basement to a tavern that they've had a brawl in, and they're trying to escape through the underground sewage system and the tunnels. But what do they discover en route? Well, that's what they have to find out. And and I've given them lots of options to change up their route if they want to, take a little shortcut, encounter more enemies if they're going for that XP to try and level up, and it's just things like that that I love that this machine has made so easy for me. I've printed so much stuff that I can constantly reuse and change, and it's all been effortless and just fantastic, a real joy to use. So I've been a Bambu user for quite some time. My first Core XY machine was a P1P. I still have it. It still works absolutely fine, and it is just over on the desk next to my X2D. But I thought I wanted to upgrade. I thought now's a good time. The X2D looked like a no-brainer for me, and I'm happy to say that it absolutely was a no-brainer. It is a fantastic bit of kit, and it does everything and more that I could want it to do. And if I'm honest, I've barely scratched the surface with how I want to use it and the two nozzle for different support materials, because I do print a lot in TPU, and having that option to print the support in something more solid for easy removal is fantastic. So obviously these machines are known for more sort of cosplay items and props more than sort of miniature stuff. So I just wanted to show a few of the things that I've printed on my old machine and how the new machine would have made these so much easier and better to clean up. And I'm very much looking forward to getting into that. But all of these are printed off my Bambu Labs P1P, and I've got a lovely little thing to do on my X2D shortly. And that video is going to be taking you through loading in the file, how to set it up, how to take advantage of the two nozzle setup for supports, and we're going to be doing this Skeletor mask that you can choose to wear if you so wish. But just look how clean that has come off the printer instantly. As always, thank you so much for checking out this video, and a huge thank you to Bambu Lab for letting me create this video, and hopefully I'll see you on the next one.